Burnout is not something you wait for, it's something you prevent. What if you could stop burnout before it starts? Most people wait until burnout hits. Don't. You don't have to go through burnout. Break the cycle before it breaks you. Burnout is not inevitable. Chinyere Chigbu shares how to prevent burnout before it starts. Watch now and take charge with Dr. Chichi.
Welcome to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi, where nurses take control, break barriers, and build a future of financial freedom and career success. Whether you're burned out, ready to level up, or looking for the blueprint to thrive, you're in the right place. It's time to lead, grow, and win because your future starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Chichi.
Welcome to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi, where we explore real conversations about burnout prevention and living a fulfilled life. This is the podcast where nurses and healthcare professionals reclaim their peace, power, and purpose and financial future. Whether you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or ready to take bold steps, this space is for you. Let's grow, lead, and thrive together. Today's episode focuses on solutions. Our guest today is Chinyere Chigbu, a hematology oncology nurse practitioner. She's going to share how we can move beyond burnout into prevention and long-term well-being. And the theme for today's episode is breaking the cycle, preventing burnout before it begins. The goal for this episode will be to shift focus from burnout recovery to prevention and provide practical strategies for early intervention and encourage balance and interventional living, empower healthcare professionals to take charge early. So, Chinyere Chigbu is a hematology and oncology nurse practitioner with over 8 years of experience, and she is passionate about preventive medicine, health restoration, and recovery. She's committed to helping healthcare professionals break the cycle of burnout and build sustainable career. So welcome, Chinyere, to today's episode of Take Charge with Dr. Chichi. Welcome, Chinyere.
Thank you. Okay.
It's good to have you here.
Appreciate that. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So let's dive deep then. So what
Okay.
inspired you to become a nurse and now a hematology oncology nurse practitioner?
Well, inspired me to be a nurse. A lot of times I don't like talking about it. I'm from that generation where parents say, hey, you gotta be this. So you know what I mean.
I
My
know.
sister was gonna be a doctor and she switched to engineering. And they're like, oh, we need a healthcare person in this family. And that's how I ended up being a nurse. I don't regret it. I mean, I'm more like the person of the family, the
Yeah.
healthcare pastor. So,
Oh,
yes, that's who I am. Everyone calls, oh, I have these preventive measures. It's what I preach. And they all know me for that.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I became a nurse.
Wow, that's interesting. So what does preventive medicine mean to you?
Preventive care, preventive measures, things that you have to do to avoid getting to that point where you would need intensive medical care. And we're talking about in today's world, it comprises health screenings, counseling, immunizations, even the food you eat,
Mm,
all that come together to be a part of a way to stay out of getting sick. Habits also, you want to align your life to the things that will help you live healthy. So I don't know if I don't want to get into too much about it. Um, there are implementations guided by the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, which is overall things that people are required to do to prevent illnesses things that actually like cancer, chronic morbidities. Health screening is a simple thing. Everyday lifestyle, exercise, the food you eat. I'm into all that, but most especially counseling people on health behaviors that keep you healthy.
So preventive medicine, in other words, means so much to you. And that's why you
So
preach it to people.
that's right. That's right.
So what inspired you inspired your desire to break that cycle?
Everyone is different.
Mhm.
The most important thing is even knowing there is a burnout,
Mm.
catching it before it catches you.
Yes.
So that desire to break the cycle is never there. I mean, talk to everyone that's gone through burnout. No one will even tell you, hey, I knew burnout was coming. That's why a lot of people are still entangled in burnout today without even knowing they are going through the process. So you have to, while you're busy walking, while you're busy doing all these, that, and that, pause every now and then. Think about what you're doing, especially when you start running through the rough road, when things start changing, that's when to pause. So for me, what inspired me was the activities around me, the insight when at a point I was like, hey, I don't think I'm supposed to be living like a cycle. Go to work, serve people, don't take care of myself, go being bounced back and forth. And that's when you start seeing those early signs of burnout.
Burnout is subtle. You never know when it comes till
Mhm.
you're almost deep in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
And
you just
you don't want to get there.
no, because you just mentioned it and that popped in my head. Most people that go through burnout don't even know it. They get into that cycle, go to work, come home, do this one, and by the time they know it, they're already drained. So
That's right.
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. What are early signs of burnout professionals ignore?
Okay, let's be real now. We're not going to do the book Burnout
I like
Signs.
I like you. Because sometimes the book puts down anything, but I'm telling you,
That's
every
right.
person feels that differently. Yeah.
we let's not do the book the
Yeah.
Burnout. Let's be real here
Let's be
because
practical.
very practical as nurses. I mean, you can even with other professions, these signs are all similar. You're looking at someone coming to work, looking very tired, possibly in the morning
Hmm.
when you would assume, hey, that person had a good night's sleep, but they're coming in very fatigued. When you start working and every now and then you have memory loss,
Mm.
things you do every day. And then you start forgetting, hey, how do I write ISIF? It's a problem. That's when you know that it's creeping in. People start getting very irritable. You
Mm.
see them at work every day. Little things that shouldn't make them mad gets them very upset. They snap easily, very easily.
You're making a lot of
Watch,
sense.
watch that person. They come to work every day. They're getting frustrated. And not, okay, I've talked about being very irritable,
Hmm.
the fatigue.
Hmm.
And as nurses, the one that gets me most is reduced empathy. Our patients, when they come to us, they don't know what is going on in our lives, in our families.
That's right.
It's all about them and what they're going through at that moment. So I have witnessed it. I will tell you, possibly it may have happened to me a few times, but because I'm very conscious about it, I kind of would, take charge without going past the limit. But I see it. I see it. Nurses, the empathy. I mean, our job is a special job. We deal
It
with
is.
people. We deal with people every day. We have to have the compassion,
Are you saying that the burnout makes you to stop
not
being
compassionate.
compassionate? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't, when they call you for pain medication the first time, you go and give it. They call you the second time, and you go in there like, what is wrong with you?
So are you saying it's just nurses, or do you think it's all health professionals or
Oh,
anyone that is feeling burnout? But you're just giving
I'm
example with
giving it.
nurses because that's what you're
That's
used
right.
to. Yeah.
That's right. So I have witnessed a nurse go and turn off the patient's bedside. You know, the gadgets, the light, everything where the
Mhm.
patient can push for help. She went and unplugged it.
Oh,
That's
that is
right.
bad. That is
And she
bad.
went and unplugged it because the patient is bothering her. And when I sit back and think about that attitude, I kind of realized that there was a lot of burnout going on there.
Yeah.
So people get very irritable at work. There is reduced empathy and expressions of dissatisfaction engage them at work. They're very frustrated.
Knowing who you are, when you found out that she did that, I know you took care of that anyway.
Well, you talk to them, they do
Yes.
what they want to do, you
Yeah.
know. But these are signs, practical signs that we see every day. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of people, most times, would not associate these signs
Hmm.
with burnout.
Yeah. I think what you're doing is giving examples and not saying all nurses do that, but you're
I'm
just
giving
showing.
examples.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I wanted just to add that your question was early signs. These are little things that creep in that you easily notice that the person exhibiting these characters would not even
Without knowing
associate
it.
it
Yes.
without knowing. And not only at work, go to their homes. It
Mm.
also reflects in the homes.
Wow.
They yell at their kids. They get very irritated over little things. They're so stressed out. You come back, especially, I mean, we all, my kids are kind of grown right now. So I would tell you when kids are very young and you go through the burnout of work, come back because you got two jobs.
Yeah.
When you get off your job, you're coming back home to your home job as a mom. So burnout comes with you. So you have to learn those early signs so you can be able to catch it on time and plan on how to stay away from those, avoid the signs, avoid things that will push you to the wall.
Yeah. You just made a big point. It's not just experiencing burnout, it's not just that, but how that burnout flows into other aspects of your life. You just talked about the family, having burnout, but still you can't contain it. It flows into the family. You just made an awesome point. So
Reflecting on everyone around you.
everyone around you, from your perspective, what practical steps can someone take to prevent burnout?
Let's start off with knowing yourself first.
Yes.
You got to know your limits. Okay. So
Yes.
you know when what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know when it's creeping in. You want to know how to take control. If you don't take control, it takes control. Now, practical steps. Um, First of all, know your limits, your work limits, things you have to do at work to help yourself. I tell people work smart.
Hmm.
Um, Working smart in different ways includes even the job you do. We are nurses. Okay, I'm a nurse, so I'm talking more about nurses. But if you are out there and you're not a nurse, just think about your job and the way you can do it they're all the same. I mean, it's job burnout, ways you can prevent burnout. So you can change job. Nurses, as fortunate as place we are, we can do a lot of things with this nursing certificate, not necessarily bedside. There's a lot of things you can do. I used to work in one of the major trauma centers in Atlanta. Some of you out there probably will remember me those days. You hop up and down on shift, do that, do that. At the end of the day, if you're not careful with your spiritual life, burnout affects both your physical, spiritual, emotional, social life.
Relationship, everything.
It's everything. So you have to find a way to balance life. So let me start off with jobs. First of all, is that job burning you down? You can get something different, something less stressful that would unplug you from that environment. Now, if you want to stay in that environment, you can modify your environment to reduce your stress level. I'll give you an example. At a point, walking in the emergency room with all the stress, I decided, hey, I'm going to cut down my stress level. My first step was going part-time. I worked 2 days a week. The next step, I know my pocket is not going to be as good as it used to be with full-time. So to make it up, I went and got another job somewhere else, a less busy emergency room where I can make up my pocket on that. And guess what? That emergency room, I would go to work. I used to work night shift, see patients until midnight. That was before Atlanta got so busy. By 1 o'clock, 1:30, it becomes less busy. You just drink coffee, slow down. You don't have to run all night. So you find a way to make it work for you. Another way of working smart, you go to work, try to plan your assignment, try to do your work in a way that you don't have to run by other people's pattern. You plot your own plan, your methods, and you even with your computerized charting, you can do smart phrases also that can help you work smart. So smart ways, good organization will help. Another thing is being very mindful of the challenges and the triggers, the burnout triggers around you, those things at work that cause your burnout. You can't fix them. There's no way you can fix those things. There are organizational issues that you can report, but your job will be the ones to fix it. So if they can't fix it, you can't fix it yourself. So the only thing you can do is fix your part to make it work for you. So you go in there, leave your mind open, be social, because that's the juice that will help you walk through your shift. Now, when I say leave your mind open, I'm talking about a relationship at work. A lot of times, your burnout will not be intense if you have relationships at work with co-workers. Don't go to work to be the enemy of your colleagues, because your whole, I would say, out of 5 days a week, you spend more time at work with these people than you spend anywhere else apart from your home. So you have to find a way to socialize, embrace your coworkers, work together with them. Where I used to work as RN in the emergency room, we walked. I have people, I mean, you would have people that wouldn't align with you anyway, but you have people that would actually jump in to help you when you're sinking. That's why you need a relationship. They are there to help. They are there to carry you through on your busy days. And that helps cut down your burnout. I'm thinking about other things now. Let me see here.
So let me ask you, if you talked about social, if you work in an environment where there's a lot of cliques, like different cliques, and you don't want to be part of any of those cliques, how do you handle that? Because sometimes it could be, the office politics and the cliquish behaviors that co-workers exhibit can make people get burned out. Microaggressions, microbullying, if there's anything like that, can sometimes affect the person, even when they're trying to be sociable, even when they're trying to have a good relationship with their co-workers. How do you handle that?
First of all, I'm a foreigner anyway, in as much as we're all Americans now. I can be easily identified anywhere I go. So, and a lot of people have a resentment over some people. So cliques, yes, you can find it everywhere you go, but you just have to find a way to walk yourself through it. Personally, I have gone through that in the past. I leave my mind open. I talk to them. One thing that I learned so much is expressing yourself. I mean, there are things that you don't want to talk to them about, but you can cordially speak to these people. But at the same time, why would I go to work, clock in, start my day with people that would not embrace me, people that will keep me disturbed all day? I would unplug myself. I'm not going to sit in that environment. So if you have a way of embracing them, walking alongside with them, that's fine. I have in the past, and once they know who you are, that you don't tolerate this, they know how to play along with you. But there are stubborn ones that have vowed to make life very miserable for some people. But such, unplug yourself. Get out.
You say unplug, and it sounds so easy to unplug. You're an immigrant, right? Most of the time you come in, the environment is not that conducive initially. Most of the time, I'm not saying all the time. And you have these people that just don't like you just because of who you are and where you come from, but you find a way to adjust to it. But they themselves are not comfortable with you being around. How many times will you unplug if you go to an environment like that again? I think I kind of buy the part that after a while they get to know who you are, and then you know how to deal with such people. But unplugging all the time kind of makes it hard.
You can't unplug all the time.
You can't unplug.
You can't unplug. And it's very unfortunate that no matter how we talk about it, you're still going to see them everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to live and flourish. Now, one big thing for me is knowing my rights. I have to know my rights in everything that I do. And one big way to actually navigate these people is knowing what you're doing. They can easily catch you unguided, off guard, if you don't know what you're doing. That is where the problem usually lies. So if you know your job and you know what you're doing, I usually will ignore them. They will come to you at a point. So if you need to involve your HR when things happen, I have done it. Yes, you can do it when you know you are at right. Don't sit and let them burn you down. When I say unplug, literally, I'm not saying, hey, keep looking for a job, go there, go no, because it's an unending journey
Yes.
as long as you're an immigrant. So learn how to work, and, and flourish without their existence. I mean, I feel like wherever you go, at least you will see some people that will embrace you. It's not
That's
like
right.
you just all there out by yourself. No. But the key thing is always knowing your job, because when these people know you know your job, they might try to bully you, but they're not going to bully you to the point that, to frustrate you. So don't let that burn you out.
Yeah. When you said that, the reason why I asked that question is
Uh-huh.
I was in a job for a long time, and I experienced the questions that I asked you. So at some point, sometimes I just block it out. I mean, I know I was precepting a grad student. The grad student, like, you come for a meeting, you give your suggestions, and they ignore what you say. They exclude you. And then somebody else will echo back what you just said during the meeting, and they embrace the person and start talking about the same thing you said, and they ignored you and start echoing what the other person said that looks like them, right? And then the grad student said, why do you let them deal with you like that? Why do you let them talk to you like that? I said, I don't even notice it, because at some point I had to block it out so I can concentrate on my job, right? And you find out that my supervisor then will put in stuff to see if I will fall. Like you said, you mentioned that if you know your stuff. And every time she tries to do that, God has a way of delivering me and making me do what I need to do. And then next thing she's like, oh, you did good. But her goal is for me to fall. I mean, a lot of stuff happened through that process. But God, like I always say, when I'm driving to work, then I'm praying like I'm going to a war front. But I had a good manager. That manager said, just keep on doing your job. Don't fight them. If
Yeah,
they
but
if they're planning to get you out, they're gonna be gone before you do. Because I know I come in there with my clean heart to do my job. So people are you're gonna have microaggressions, you're gonna have bullying. But the problem I have is I don't like reporting people. So going to human resources to me was not an option. But God had a way of taking care of everything. But I'm not telling people to do what I did. Talk to
yeah,
your human resources, your employee relations, to know what is going on with you at work.
that's right. But the thing about it is that you can't just close yourself up at work. I have noticed that when you confront issues, it takes care of them. Um, One important thing is you don't want to confront issues in the public. You don't want to be aggressive. You can kindly speak to someone in private. That person would actually respect you. Like you just mentioned, you were in a meeting, you raised a point, and they just ignored it, someone else. Yeah, something like that. I would actually say, hey, that's exactly what I just said. And instead of just letting it go, you make a speech, you can just say something about it and add some light to, not because you want to explain to them that, hey, I said it, but you can just express yourself. That is what I was telling you all. You can, and then you elaborate more on it.
No, but how many
But
how many how many times will you say that and still the same thing keeps on happening? I still remember one incident. Someone came from another department as to be part of that meeting. And when someone called in and I said something and they ignored it, and someone else said the same thing, and they started talking about what the person said, and the person behind me, the one that came from another department, said, but that's what Chichi just said, and no one said anything about it. So I found out that sometimes just ignoring, like you said, you don't want to be confrontational, because if people are biased or people they are in a clique like that. They're waiting for you to say one thing and they spin it around. And what wasn't nothing will turn into something really big. So I had to learn how to, not to let stuff like that bother me.
Bother
But
you.
but at some point, even when you ignore stuff, it comes on your face that you have to do something about that. It's a difficult situation, but I'm glad we're talking about it because this is going to help someone out there to know that they have their human resources or employee relations to talk to when they're facing microaggression, bullying, and all those stuff that will lead to burnout in your job environment.
That's right.
Yes. I know we already talked about how to create balance in a busy career. You said something about um, reducing your hours, like you gave example of yourself reducing your hours and then picking up some hours from a non-busy emergency department. Yeah. So is there any other way that someone can create balance in their busy careers?
Yes.
Especially where you have a lot of most people will complain that one issue they have is understaffing. They have patients, a lot of patients assigned to them, and so it gets overwhelming. So I know some people are resistant to change. They find it difficult to move from one environment to the other. Are there other suggestions that you can give?
You already shedded light on people being so used and comfortable to their place of work that they don't want to exploit out there. I always tell people when the one door closes, that's when many doors open. So you have to step out before you can see those doors that are open. Don't be comfortable where you go to work and you have many patients and you run all shift like a chicken with a head cut. You come back, you come back home, and the people at home will be the one feeling that stress. Now, another thing is cutting your coat according to your size. I talk about that all the time. A lot of times we inflict burnout on ourselves. You cannot be working 7 days a week, 6 days a week. What are you trying to achieve?
No break.
No break. There is something called work-life balance. If you don't have it, you're burning yourself down.
Yes.
So, in other words, what am I saying? You need the money, I understand. But a lot of things we do with money are just pleasing our wants, not our needs. So if you are able to take care of your needs, take it easy with your wants. The wants always change. They're seasonal. You can always catch up any day. So cut your coat according to your size. Take care of yourself. It will help prevent burnout.
That's right. You just made a very big point. And also, I know you have different ways of distressing, and I know you love crafting, you love to exercise and gardening to support your well-being. So how do you do that?
Okay, so first of all, I think I missed to talk about making a change on if you're getting burnt out. You can change yourself. Think about it. Going back to school helps. I did that. You go back to school. Now, you know the saying that the higher you go, the cooler it becomes.
Is that true?
Well, it depends. At least you can run your life. People will not run you, it will help you run your life in a way. So what am I saying? You can go back to school. You can do the different thing from what you're doing right now. That will actually help. Now, when it comes to the things that I do quite a lot to tone down, to reset myself. First of all, I do myself. And myself is just not taking a shower, taking care of myself. No, it comprises physically, taking care of myself physically, socially, emotionally, spiritually. Actually, spiritually drives my
Everything.
other factors because when I meditate, it brings me to a calm state and I reason better. Number two, she mentioned, Dr. Chichi, you mentioned crafting.
Yes.
Uh, yes, I love crafting and I love gardening. I
Wow.
also love exercising. So
Wow.
crafts, yes, I do some clips, some, earrings, jewelries, beads.
Do you sell those? The earrings and the
No,
jewelries? You just do
no,
it
I
and then
don't.
wear them.
I wear them,
Wow.
sometimes I have people that would say, "Can you do this or fix one that's broken?" When I get a
Wow.
chance, I can do that. My garden is precious.
Well, so what do you have in your garden?
It depends. I actually grow local Nigerian vegetables.
Wow.
Depending on what I find, I I buy ugu, a pumpkin
The pumpkin leaf, yeah.
from yeah. A lot of things you can get from AC. So so
Wow. From
I
where
get my
from
ugu
where?
AC.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's where I get my ugu. So yes, I
Wow.
plant things like that. Ugu, garden eggs, the small
Wow.
ones that we use, the garden egg and the small angara. I don't know what you all call it.
Yeah.
So yes, that kind of keeps me busy. Also, like I said, um, if you don't balance your work with your life, it will actually tell. Exercise also is very important. Make out time. Um, if you don't, when we talk about stress, talk
Hmm.
about um, burnout, no study is going to actually pin one thing to you for you that it could cause, but a lot of studies point towards stress as a big factor to
Mm.
a lot of diseases, high blood pressure, heart disease, a lot of comorbidities. So take it, don't go to work, come back tired, sleep, eat. You have to go out there and enjoy life. Social, socialize with people, get friends. I'm not the social type, but I do have a few friends that I can hang out with every now and then, and find things that will make you happy. My present job, I used to work 5 days a week, and then at the end of the day, I come back so tired. I was not getting time to do the lot of things that I love to do. I complained to my chief, and she was like, "Oh, this is that, this is that." You know what I did? I emailed the director.
Ooh.
I, oh yes, I did. I
I'm
emailed her,
I have to
and
learn to act
I
like you
emailed
do.
her. That's right. And I told her, hey, I came from a job where I was working 8 hours, and I would get home by 5:30, 6 o'clock. My evening, I would use it to enjoy family, enjoy myself. But this job, I'm leaving 6:30. By the time I get home, I'm tired. I don't have a balance. I need you to look into it. Otherwise, I'm not saying what I would do, but I will be pushed to think of options on how to help myself. Oh, she responded, what do you want to do? You want to take a day off? That's how I ended up working 4 days. So,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, so you have to be proactive. Don't let people wrong you. Speak out. Don't hold it to yourself. If you don't speak out, no one is going to know what you're going through.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So speak out, leave your mind open.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good though. But you said it gets cooler on the top.
It depends on what you're doing, but
Yeah, it
it
depends
gets
on what you're
cooler.
doing. Yeah.
Yes, it depends on what you're doing. But when I say cooler, I'm not saying that it becomes easy. I'm talking about you being in control. That's the cool part of it. Even with your job, when you are able to organize yourself, be in charge,
Hmm.
that's when it gets cooler.
That's good.
No
That's
matter
good.
what you do, if you are at the bedside, if you are wherever you are, if you're able to keep yourself organized,
Yeah.
do things the way you pattern it to help you live better. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
it gets cooler that way.
It gets cooler that way. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
someone that felt 5 days was too much for her, and she wanted to reduce her hours to 4 days. And the boss said, "Oh, we're not doing that here. If you want to reduce your hours to 4 days, this is not the place for you. You can find somewhere else to go."
I'll go
You're like,
find
okay,
it.
wow, that's really interesting, though. All right. So what does taking charge mean to you? What does taking charge mean to you?
In charge for me is being in control,
Yeah.
being in control of how God is in control. Don't get me mistaken,
Yeah.
but planning and executing, being in control of your plans and how you live daily at
Hmm.
work so that your work does not burn you down.
That's right. That's right. All
You're not
right.
replaceable.
Yes.
That's one thing that I have learned. I am replaceable.
Oh yeah.
So
If you drop dead or
I'm
something
very
happens to you,
replaceable
yes. If you get into a problem or you are not able to come back to work, you'll be replaced in a flash second. Eh,
and that's what I mean by
mhm.
I'm not replaceable in my home,
Yes.
but I'm very replaceable
At
at
work.
work. So choose your battles because they will replace you, but your loved ones will be the ones
That
that
will
will be
lose.
hurt.
Yes. Yes. You're making a very big sense. Thank you so much for that. So it's time for rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
So one word to describe your journey. One
Oh,
word.
favored.
Favored.
Favored. Yes.
Amazing.
Favored.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Favored. So
Yes,
tea,
favored.
that's good. Tea, coffee, or smoothie?
Oh, tea every day.
You like tea? What
Tea.
kind of tea?
I do lemon, ginger,
Oh,
honey.
lemon ginger honey. That's cool. That's
Yes.
cool. I try to go to the farmer's market to get like fresh gingers, lemon, and to make it myself. And I also added some mint leaf.
Yeah, medicinal, very medicinal.
Oh
You
wow.
know, a lot of us that did or were doing it during the COVID. I didn't get COVID. I never tested positive for COVID.
Mm.
So yeah,
And
so
you
you
saw a
have.
lot of patients around then
Of
too.
course, of course, even my spouse had it, and I slept in the same bed and everything. I did not test COVID, test positive for COVID. So, and that's why it's important that I'm not saying that, but we have to take care of ourselves.
Ourselves. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, you're making a lot of sense. So, a motivating quote. What is a motivating quote that you have?
Mm. For me, Proverbs 3:5
Proverbs 3,
is
5.
always trust in the Lord with all your heart
Lean
and
not
lean not
on
on your
your
own
own
understanding.
understanding. In
And
all your
in all
ways,
your
acknowledge.
ways, acknowledge Him,
Yeah,
and He will direct your path. And that helps a lot daily
that's
in
good.
your work. He will direct your path.
It's amazing. So, a proud moment in your career.
I have proud moments every day. I deal with a population that are literally sick.
Hmm.
And my proud moments are every day when they come in. As soon as I open the door, they're like, thank God you're here. I
Oh,
was looking forward to seeing you today. because my job as a nurse practitioner in the oncology department, oncology ward, is just not about the disease. It is about the journey, the emotions that go with it, and the encouragement that these people need from us
and support
every day. That's support, because the journey, they cannot go by themselves unless we journey alongside with them.
I'm glad you're here. That statement
Thank you
can
for
make
having
anybody.
me.
Yes. What is the biggest lesson burnout taught you?
Reset. You have to reset yourself to move on. If you don't reset yourself, it takes over your life. No happiness at work, no happiness in your home. So the big lesson is knowing when to reset yourself.
You know, you use the word reset so many times. I have a seminar coming up soon, and is burnout breakthrough, pause, heal, reset, rise. So actually, you have to reset to keep on moving forward. You know what?
That's right.
Yeah, we have to keep on resetting to move forward with life.
And it's important that we pause every day.
Yes.
Think about what you're doing. Am I going the right path? And when that's the only way you can know you are actually on the path to burning.
That's
If
right.
you don't reset, pause yourself and think, you don't get to realize what is going on until it catches up on you.
And then it might be too late then. It might be too
It might
late
be too
then.
late. Yeah.
It might be too late.
I have seen families that burnout has affected, people taking the frustration back to the house. And when you sit and listen to their problems, you don't see nothing happening. You're like, what is going on? It doesn't make sense. Why are you all clashing? But the far back of it, behind the screen, is Mr. Burnout. That's the main culprit of the whole, because what they tell you the problem is, it's not even the problem. It's the stress. The stress of, especially for us nurses, people carrying the burden of the family. Tone down, because the day you drop, everybody will survive.
Yes. Yes. You just preaching. This is why I do this. To create this awareness, let us know and help each other out and find out the best way that we can help our community. I just love to have you here another time. You just nailed it right there. Go and reset. Take charge of your life. So this time is a time for reflection. You ask yourself, am I ignoring early signs of burnout? Ask yourself, what can I do today to protect my well-being? What habits can I change now? And for financial reflection, ask yourself, how does financial pressure affect my well-being? What steps can I take to create stability? And how can I plan for long-term balance? Share this episode with a healthcare professional and comment on the comment. Type in, I choose prevention, and subscribe to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi. Burnout is not inevitable. It can be prevented. It can be prevented. So take charge early, protect your peace, take charge of yourselves and your life. Let me pause right here because I have something very special for you. Have you been feeling overwhelmed? Constantly tired? Giving so much to everyone else, but you have nothing left for yourself? Then this is for you. This is not just another event. This is your moment to pause, your opportunity to heal, your chance to reset, and your decision to rise. I am personally inviting you to a transformational experience, Burnout to Breakthrough, Pause, Heal, Reset, Rise seminar. Join me live in Duluth, Georgia, Holiday Inn Atlanta, Gals South Arena, 6310 Sugarloaf Parkway, Duluth, Georgia, 30097 on May 2nd, 2026. The seminar starts at 10 a.m. Registration and networking begins at 9 a.m. So reserve your seat at www.sparklingstar.org, www.sparklingstar.org. If you want to be a vendor for the event, also go to www.sparklingstar.org and click on the vendor tab to save your spot. This is not a sit and listen event. You will learn how to identify and overcome burnout, gain practical tools for your next level, connect with powerful, purpose-driven people, live with clarity and renewed energy. Let me tell you, we've made this experience even more special. Lunch will be provided. You will be eligible for a giveaway draw, and then make it a friend's educational outing. Register 5 people and 6% attends free. So listen, seats are limited. Don't want you watching this later wishing you had been there. So here's what I want you to do right now. Click on the link below on the description section, secure your seat, and make decision for you. Don't delay it. Don't overthink it. It's your moment. It's time to take charge, heal, reset, rise, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much, Chinyere, for coming, and thanks for sharing these wonderful steps and wonderful tools that we can help to prevent burnout with us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you also for having me.
All right. Thank you, and see you next time, and bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Take Charge with Dr. Chichi is a brand of Sparkling Star Development Strategies LLC. The information provided is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or medical advice. Financial services are offered independently by Dr. Chichi in accordance with applicable licensing and regulatory standards. Thank you for watching.